guys! Today I'm going to review another Doctor Who story, and this one's called The Time Monster. Doctor Who The Time Monster was broadcast on the 20th of May to the 24th of June 1972. It's a six-parter starring Jon Pertwee as the third Doctor. It's from season 9 and it's the final story of that season, story 5. It was directed by Paul Bernard and written by Robert Sloman and Barry Letts, who was also the producer. Music was by Dudley Simpson, and it features Roger Delgado returning as the Master for his penultimate adventure. This is his 7th appearance, and he did 8 overall. His last appearance would be next year in Frontier in Space. 2 actors from Hammer Films appear in this story: Ingrid Pitt, who also appears in Warriors of the Deep, and David Prowse, who would later go on to star as Darth Vader in Star Wars. Terrance Dicks novelised the story in 1986. The Time Monster stars Jon Pertwee, Katie Manning, Nicholas Courtney, Richard Franklin, John Levine, Roger Delgado, and it also stars Ingrid Pitt and David Prowse in a bit part playing the Minotaur. So this is a Jon Pertwee story, one of my favourite Doctors, and it's about the Master returning, and he's trying to bring this being called Kronos to destroy everything. So it's a bit similar like the Demons, where he tries to summon this demon to destroy everything. That was the end of season 8, and this is the end of season 9. So when it's the final story of the season, I always try to have a bit of fun. However, this goes overboard. The humour's terrible in it.
Oh, I think I bruised my tailbone.
Sorry about your coccyx, Joe, but these little things are sent to try us.
My what?
Coccyx, your tailbone.
I'm sorry about your coccyx too, Miss Grant.
The Time Monster's regarded as a flop by fans and critics. In the Discontinuity Guide, it is described as like watching paint dry while being whipped by barbed wire. Some of the plot, it's going backwards and forwards to Atlantis, of all places. But I think the script's too ambitious, because Atlantis on a BBC budget just looks like a really tacky, cheap set, which it was. But although it's regarded as one of the worst, I do find good points and bad points to it. There are some things that I like about it. Most of all, I like the cast. Great cast. All the Unit family are there, and they get plenty to do. So characters like Benton and Mike Yates, who don't usually have much to do. In this story, that they've got like decent amount of screen time. And Ingrid Pitt's really good in this. Her and Roger Delgado, they work really good together.
But, I am confident that you will give it.
Why should I help you?
For the sake of Atlantis, lady.
Hey, Phil! Is she going to play with the Master's sonic screwdriver? And I thought Roger Delgado was great in this. He seems to get better and better playing the Master. Hey, that Roger Delgado's always good as playing the bloody Master. He's bloody brilliant at playing the bloody shithouse. So he's really grown into the part. It's just a pity this was his penultimate story. He only made one more before he was tragically killed. So although there's a good cast and there's lots of fun moments, the script, it's all over the place. And it's illogical as well. There's lots of scenes that are silly and they're just there to push the story along. It just doesn't make any sense, some scenes. And there's some really daft humour in it. And that doesn't work well with Jon Pertwee's portrayal of the Doctor, because he's a no-nonsense sort of Doctor, takes everything seriously. When there's like a really lightweight, daft story, it doesn't seem to work with his portrayal of the Doctor. So you get scenes where a man turns old, or Benton turns into this little baby. There's some scenes that are silly involving time, where you say that the regulars are running slowly. There's a crazy scene where John's inventing this gadget, and he's putting all these silly implements together, And he even puts a pot of tea with tea leaves on top of it, and it like works to jam the master's signal.
It doesn't work.
You astound me.
Bad luck, Doc. Have a cup of tea and drown your sorrows.
Thank you. Tea? Yes, of course. Tea leaves.
And that like sums up this story that has illogical scenes like that in it that don't make sense, that shouldn't work. And people will say, well, it's just Doctor Who, it doesn't matter. But it does really. Things have to make sense for the audience, otherwise they give up. And it just becomes more of a spoof of Doctor Who after a while when you get silly scenes like that all the time. And they're going on about this thing called Tom Tit.
Tom Tit, that's what it's all about. Demonstration of Tom Tit.
Tom Tit?
Tom Tit.
Eh? Tom Tit? More like bloody fucking shit. There is a good moment in episode 6 where John gives a speech to Katie Mannon playing Joe Grant. They're in a cell and he's going on about what happened to him when he was a boy, when he was young, meeting this man and seeing this Daisy. I thought that was probably the best moment of the story. Just shows what a great actor Johnny is.
Well, when I was a little boy, we used to live in a house that was perched halfway up the top of a mountain. He pointed. Do you know what he pointed at?
No.
A flower. Just like a daisy it was. So it was the daisiest daisy I'd ever seen.
There's one character that really got on my nerves. It's this woman who's women's lib type of character. She's a liberated woman, a strong woman. And she's always slacking off men.
And there's no need for you to be so patronising, Professor. Look, just because I'm a woman, there's no need to treat me like...
No, I'm sorry. You're quite right, Doctor. Please forgive me.
And it kind of reminds me of the Jodie Whittaker era, where they try to make these female characters strong by belittling the male characters. So the character of Graham, he's always getting classed as like this stupid, silly man. And they do that to make the female characters look strong. But that's a cheap way of writing female characters, by making the men look bad so the women look good. Hey Phil, that Jodie Whittaker doctor's always making blokes look bad. That poor bloody Graham, he's made to look soft as bloody shit. The bloody bitch. Female characters, to be strong, they should be well written. For instance, the character played by Sigourney Weaver in the Alien films. She is the perfect strong female character. And there's no scenes where she's belittling men. She's strong because she's well written. So this character in The Time Monster, she's always like, has issues about men. After a while, it just gets irritating.
A bland assumption of male superiority.
May God bless the good ship Women's Lib and all who sail in her.
The visuals in this story look poor as well. The creature called Kronos. It's this creature with wings, looks like an angel flapping them. Looks really silly. And the last 2 episodes are kind of more focused on Atlantis, and the sets look terrible. A really cheap looking version of Atlantis. And some of the incidental characters are way over the top as well. It's almost like they're in theatre. And with it being a 6-parter, it is way over long. I always find 4-parters are the perfect length for a Doctor Who story. There's no need for them to stretch more than 4 parts, I think. So overall, I thought this was definitely one of Pertwee's worst stories. So out of 10, I think I'll be generous because there were some fun bits in. I'll give it a 5. 5 out of 10. And I'm being very generous. What do you think, Bones? Did you like it? I thought it was a load of bloody old bollocks. Who the hell writes this bloody rubbish? So I've finally reviewed all the stories from season 9. That's the box set that recently came out. Loads of great extras on it. Now that I've reviewed all the stories, I can rank them. I'll do a special video where I'll rank them, the 5 stories of this season, how I like them. So oddly enough, that's the first season of Doctor Who that I've done reviews all the way through, so I'll do a proper ranking video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
Would somebody please mind telling me exactly what's happening around here?
I wish some bugger would tell me what the hell's going on. Load of bloody shit. Soft as bloody arseholes, that bugger. Never seen how it's a bloody daft.